Autumn! It's time for us to take a look at things we can do and see in the autumn time. Here is a wonderful example. Do you see all those golden leaves on the ground there? The leaves have fallen off the trees. I think that's why they sometimes call autumn fall, is because of all the leaves falling off the trees. Here's a beautiful orange autumn tree, and if we laid on the ground and looked up at the sky, this is what I imagine it would look like as the leaves fell towards our face. Red is my very favorite color of autumn leaves, and in the background right there, on that mountain, you can see a little bit of white. That's the snow that started to fall. When my children were little, we had 2 huge maple trees in our front yard. In fact, every tree on our street had 2 huge maple trees, and my children and all the neighbor children loved to play in those leaves. They would rake them into big piles, jump in the pile, throw the leaves up in the air. Sometimes they would even bury themselves in a pile. We had weeks and weeks and weeks of leaves to rake, and sometimes it felt like our house was the house where all the leaves would blow to on a windy day. We didn't mind. We put those leaves in our garden and had healthy soil for planting the next spring. Here are sunflowers. Sunflowers are a thing that grow wild in North America in the autumn time. Pumpkins. People plant pumpkins so they can harvest them in the fall. Here is a pumpkin patch where the pumpkins grow, and sometimes people like to visit pumpkin patches and choose their own pumpkin for decorating. When we put a face on a pumpkin, it becomes a jack-o'-lantern, whether we use stickers or paint or carve it like this pumpkin right here. Halloween is a holiday that we celebrate in the autumn. We get dressed in costumes and go trick-or-treating door to door. Like this family right there, they're all dressed up and they're going to say trick or treat, and people will give them candy. Here is an example of snow falling. Can you see that as it's softly landing on the leaves? But when the snow piles up and gets too heavy, this is what happens. It falls to the ground. Wasn't that a cool sight? I love to watch that. Apple picking is also something we do in the fall. We make sure we go and pick the apples off the trees, take them home so we can eat those delicious apples. Look how happy this little girl's face is. She's so happy about apple picking. Here she has a red apple and a green apple. Acorns. These are acorns right here. I love to look for acorns, and it reminds me about all the cute little woodland animals that are collecting juicy berries and nuts for the winter. Thanksgiving is also a holiday we celebrate in the fall, and every year when I was little, we would go to Grandma Zeta and Grandpa Jean's house, and they would prepare a beautiful, lovely dinner. My favorite parts were the pumpkin pie and my grandma's lemon meringue pie. They were delicious, and I loved them so much. What do you like about autumn?